But I thought it was like a fun, cold start.
Yeah, it's a good
start. It's
start.
not stuffy or anything. They're like, just get to the video. I'm tired. I'm like, was it hurting too bad to like hit the 10 seconds forward? Was that too much work? Okay, so I'm here with Ed today, Ed Stahl from Metroline Martial Arts, and we were talking before this camera turned on about wrist locks because Ed has these sneaky, nasty wrist locks. There's no polite wrist locks, but he's got these sneaky ones that he kind of has become adept in out of necessity. I'll let him explain kind of more than me talking for him.
Since I'm really bad at Jiu-Jitsu, I'm in every bad spot.
Just got his brown belt.
Yeah.
That's disrespectful if you say you're.
Oh, okay. Well, as a mediocre Jiu-Jitsuka, I had to, basically I just like wrist locking people because everyone has hands and I don't. So I would always pin them and then find them, and then I use them a lot to get out of bad spots, right? Like
can confirm.
Yeah, like so if I'm like getting smashed, all of a sudden I'm like, oh, and I'll get one, and all of a sudden there'll be all this space for me to wiggle out of.
Yeah, that might be the height of the disrespect of the wrist locks, because it's like he'll do them from really bad positions, but even though you still have to respect them, because if you're just like, I'm not respecting that because I'm in the dominant position, and that right there I think is a good, interesting kind of concept in jiu-jitsu, is that we're ingrained so heavily position over submission. If I have the superior position, then you're not supposed to try to submit me, you're not supposed to try to attack me, and that can get you in a lot of trouble. I put out a video recently about the 5 times I got put to sleep, or the 5 chokes that put me to sleep. I've been put out way more than that, I can't remember, but that was the thing, is like every one of those times I got a little bit of false confidence, and then I slept because I did. What are some of the ones that you do that are like some of the sneakiest or most effective at getting you out of tight spots?
So if you have my back, okay, and then you have the one on top and one on bottom. Okay, so a lot of the times, I actually got my purple belt this way as I was testing, and I just did it. So a lot of times, if they have my back, obviously protect the neck and that, but I'm gonna pin this arm here, I'll fall down to this side, and then I'll keep this secure, and then I'll be trying to break the grip to get this wrist out. So once I'm here and I can get that one, that's the wrist that I would attack. And a lot of times that'll cause just enough like him to pull this arm back, and now I can come in and do that.
Yeah, I mean, that's what's so frustrating about it. But I mean, that's a really good tactic though, because and when you're in a space and you're like, if I just had this much more space, just like 6 or 7 more inches to go, then I could make the escape work. And but if so in cases like that, that's all you need, and that's going to get me to pull back. I have to respond to it if I don't want my wrist messed up. So so what are some other ones? I've got a few that are nasty too, but I want to see Ed's.
Yeah, so if you have top side here, a lot of times I'll do fetal facing away, and I'll do what kind of Master Carlos Machado was doing. He'll kind of do what's called big boss in the hood, where he would just walk with a big chest like that. And a lot of times you'll want to smash that down, and as you do, I'll collapse in, and then as soon as it's here, this is the wrist lock. Because I pinned the elbow here, there. He still has all the space to get up, and as soon as he's out, to go in, and he'll pull that arm out. Now I have all the space to get out or do whatever. So those are my 2 big ones, because like you feel such in a good spot, especially the back one where you're just like, oh, haha, and then that one there, because then it'll make so much space. If I'm getting just creamed by someone way bigger than you,
I like that. Like both of those are about creating this like brace or this fulcrum at the elbow, and then like because the thing about wrist locks is, especially these are in kind of the Kotegaeshi broad umbrella of wrist locks, in which you do this kind of thing, right? So a lot of the focus is on these 2 knuckles and this rotational movement and that lateral movement here like that. So those are nasty. So the categories of wrist locks, just real briefly, I learned these back in Japanese Jiu-Jitsu a long time ago. There's Kotegaeshi, which is like this one, back and across this way, kind of with the pinky. There's Sankajo or Sankyo.
Sankyo, yeah.
Is that this one?
I think that's Nikyo.
No, this is Nikyo. This Nikyo or Nikajo is the second one, right? And then the Sankyo.
Yeah,
or Sankajo. Yeah, like that. So those are kind of the broad category ones. From the back, like I like this one quite a bit. Whenever if I'm on your back.
Okay.
So what I like here, and this is kind of the opposite, because if Ed goes like a 2-on-1 baseball bat grip on my wrist here like this, but I've got here, and so he's pulling my hands apart essentially. What I like is either S grip or gable if I can get it, kind of depending on how low the wrist is. But if it's just right here, I like to grab this S grip here and peel back, and that's really awful on the hand. And again though, it gets the same kind of response that Ed was talking about. It's like they typically want to strip that away. Boom, now I'm gonna have that control, and this hand's not good at defending the choke over here. So now I've got this top and bottom, this low 5 kind of control down here. That's one of my favorite ones that I use sometimes. If people tap to it, it's extremely rare, but everybody has to respect it, and everybody's gonna give me that little, I gotta get my hand out of that position. Of course, a lot of the time whenever you have somebody in kind of a spider web position, like S-mount we were talking about today, this one from S-mount is kind of always here. So if you get a nice, tight, solid S-mount into this position, of course I'm gonna attack this top arm, I'm gonna try to free this bottom arm, get the straight arm bar off of it. So the sequence I like to typically go through is like to get here and then get this Americana kind of here, but then he'll bring this hand up and start defending. So then I'll try to go back shotgun style arm bar on this side. But if he's just super tight in here and none of that's happening, then oftentimes because the curvature of his wrist, I can grab that top hand and at least get through here. And then there's a nice little gross little wrist lock right there. This is like a, what do the Brazilians call it, the mal de vaca, the cow hands, right? So, or that might actually be this one, I don't know. Just names don't really matter a whole lot, but they're fun. There's lots.
Yeah.
A lot of these obviously work better in the gi because there's more friction, but you know, you want something that's applicable either way. And this typically works if he's blocking on my biceps. So if I've gotten him to block on my biceps here like this, then a lot of times people will try it this way, but this actually relaxes my bicep. So that makes more space. So if instead I turn up, so I get the John Cena hand here, and I put this like I'm stabbing myself in the chest, that's gonna be a lot more effective. And then I can get behind the arm here this way. And then again, maybe I get the tap, maybe I get the break, but at least it's gonna get some respect. And he's gonna have to make a pretty big movement there. Exactly, right? And so now maybe I can start to use it for like an octopus entry or an arm drag or something off of that.
Yeah.
So, you know, those are a couple other of my favorites there.
I always try this one, but it never works. So maybe you can help fix it. Is where it's in the guard, and it's always the one where you're pushing here, and then I try to get the double whammy there. So, do you have any is this real or is this?
I think it's realer in the gi than no gi, but it kind of depends on where they're staggered. So the problem here, what I would say from a principle standpoint, that the concept of wrist locks works if they're doing a bad position. So what you'll see people do, and I think this is, I don't call this wrong, but I don't think it's good, is if they start here like this. So if I want to split the guard and I do like this, I think that's just bad because look how I'm leaning forward, my shoulders are coming over my hands, so I'm already off balance. What I prefer if I'm telling somebody to split the guard this way is I want to keep I'll rotate my tricep in and I want to do this kind of palm strike here. I'm not actually hitting, but I want to feel the xiphoid process right there in the palm of my hand. So this right here, this is how I would tell people to stagger their hands. Now, but again, you don't have to have like a super duper clean wrist lock from here. You know,
you can just try.
Just that right there. It's going to get my attention, and I'm going to pull back, and so you've reset the situation. What I would say too, be able to like really fix it and make it a real thing is if they are staggered here or wherever, is the main thing, like we were talking about before, is getting this elbow here, right? So I need to be able to secure a good grip, and I like to go inside, outside like this. So I'm going to confirm the fact that you're planted here and here. And now what I want to do is I want to get you to kind of chase me with that arm. So I want to like scoot back a little bit, and then as you come to chase me, you see what that does. If I just try to go from here, I get some slippage like that. If I go out and then you're still pressing on me, now we're here. Now once I get that hand planted, now I can go double back like
that's
that
cool.
right there, right? Yeah, so it's kind of the same concept as we would do this one from a self-defense, which I see Mike told me that push defense is bullshit, which I haven't had that conversation with him yet. So I want to kind of workshop that with him at some point. So Mike, we're gonna have that conversation. But you know, think about, I don't know if you guys learned this one in the self-defense, but off of like this one here, right? Sorry, I was about the pump push. So when you do that here, the self-defense move is this. And I'm like, oh, don't push me again. Bang, and I catch.
Cool.
So I plant this on my hand here like this. I get that bend, and then my head goes to the outside, and I pull, and it's a bang this way here, right? So it's not a submission, it's a break. I don't believe in standing submissions. Hopefully you like these. And make sure that you're following Ed's page, Metrolina Martial Arts, and Edimus on Instagram, and Metrolina Martial Arts on Instagram.
Both of them are me.
Check out his stuff. He's got a great page. He's got a great YouTube channel, so follow that too. And lots of really cool JKD stuff, lots of really cool collaborations, lots of cool stuff where he trains like anime characters that I'm not familiar with, but I've learned a lot from watching that. So anyway, I appreciate you, brother. Appreciate it very much.
Thank you.
thank you guys. Make sure that you're watching my channel too. Watch my other videos. Share them, like them, subscribe to my channel, turn on notifications. Give me your email. I don't have an email list, but whatever. And my Patreon. That's the thing too. Anyway, too long of an intro. Appreciate you guys. Keep watching Night Jiu-Jitsu channel.